Okay, now it's recording. So, Ida, welcome to the office.
Thank you, thank you.
How are you feeling today?
Great to be back at the office.
Any pura vida in your veins?
Definitely, always.
Okay, so we are here today to talk about Costa Rica. So, Ida, you have been there 1 year as a student.
Yes,
So, what would you like to say generally about Costa Rica?
that's a difficult question because Costa Rica is such a wonderful country. I had a very good experience there and it impacted my life very much. So it's a really topic close to my heart.
Mhm.
The people there are very friendly and the Pura Vida lifestyle, as you mentioned, it's very nice like way to think about life. So this no worries, everything will work out attitude.
Life will carry.
Yes,
Yeah, so pura vida, like a direct translation, I guess it's pure life. But
exactly.
that's something you can wish for anybody you can meet, like when you are meeting or when you are leaving, or whatever,
Definitely.
in any situation.
Yeah. How did you experience Pura Vida when you visited Costa Rica?
Yeah, that's a good question. So first of all, when I went there, I have heard about pura vida, but I didn't really understand before that why do they say it. But now I kind of got it. Like it's lifestyle, like as you mentioned, it's like mentality. It's about positiveness, and so yeah, I was there like 2 months ago. My ever first visit to Latin
Yeah,
America, but yeah, life changing. I've been traveling a lot in many Asian countries, but never before there. And yeah, beautiful country. I
definitely.
definitely would like to get back there again.
Me too. Anytime.
So yeah, Costa Rica is one of the newest destination in the portfolio of Beyond Abroad, which is a sister brand of Asia Exchange. And you had an internship with Beyond Abroad / Asia Exchange, and during that time we launched Costa Rica as a
Yes.
destination. So what was your part in that?
Yes, so I was coordinating the project and helping to promote it and also advising the students and preparing them for their semester.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a great university there in Costa Rica. So ULAS, it's a kind of this. They have this entrepreneur kind of thinking. It's
Hmm.
a project-based learning method, and it's actually the best private university in Costa Rica.
10 years in a row already.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it's a great experience altogether. The academics
Yes.
combined with the traveling
Yeah.
and learning the Pura Vida lifestyle.
Exactly. And we contacted actually quite many Costa Rican universities last year in 2020 when we kind of found out this hidden gem called Costa Rica. And Ulasit was the kind of most hungry for collaboration, and they responded very fast with us. And our contact person, Luis Felipe, was very collaborative, and then
Definitely.
things moved forward pretty fast. And we now have the first batch of students, 15 students there. And what I have heard, they are, you know, experiencing amazing life at the moment. But yeah, still for anybody listening or watching this, that we made this survey for before, like prior Asia Exchange students who had been studying with us. We got something like 500 replies, and we were asking a question: where would you have gone to study if you didn't go to Asia? And we got something like 15 different options to choose from, and we were pretty surprised that Costa Rica came as number one. Then there
Yeah.
was like Lisbon, there was Rome, Barcelona, and destinations like that. Were you surprised that it became number one?
Well, no, of course not. Because I was there and I can really understand why it's number one. Because it's a small country, but it has everything you need for an
Mm,
exchange, and especially you can travel inside the countries. There's the wonderful beaches,
mm.
volcanoes. You can climb mountains and everything you wish, and also travel to the neighboring countries and around Latin America.
Yeah, and also of course Spanish language, so the second most spoken language in the world after Chinese. So did you speak any Spanish before you went there?
My Spanish was very bad before I went there, so I knew like a dog, a house,
Yeah,
and I could introduce myself, but that's it.
yeah.
But then after the first weeks, first months, it got easier and easier. But I think the key is to actually use the language.
Yes.
So I think Ulasid is great because they are bilingual, so everybody at the university,
Mm-hmm.
including the staff, is speaking also English.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely encourage all of the students to use Spanish as much as possible.
Yeah, but you can still manage with your English in like everyday life.
Yes,
Mm.
definitely. So it's a kind of a choice for the
Yeah,
students to make if
yeah,
they want to pursue
yeah.
learning Spanish.
I think this is like one of the things you see in Costa Rica, that it is like a very developed country. That I guess it's the best English-speaking country of Latin America, and they also have the biggest like GDP there. Uh, so many things are actually working well. It's not a developing country at all, and
Yeah.
but there was so big surprises that I started to learn only like before my first trip there, because I didn't know like that they have the biggest biodiversity in whole planet, like the biggest
Yeah.
amount of species per square meter, or that 99.7 something percent of their energy is produced with the renewable sources, or
Yes.
that they don't have army in 70 years. They didn't have army at all, and they are
Yes.
using more money in education because of that.
Yes, and also they have been chosen as one of the happiest countries in the world.
Yeah,
And there is this blue zone also where people are
yeah,
living longer and healthier lives than.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What is kind of how do you see this in like everyday life when you were there with like host family or with friends and so on?
Yes, so I was staying with a host family,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was a perfect way to really dive deep into the culture and
Mm-hmm.
understand better the locals' perspective also, and not just this tourist point
Mm-hmm.
of view.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very big difference if you come from Europe
Mm-hmm.
and you are used to a different lifestyle here, and then you go there and it's very different. Of course, like the basic things are same, like family is important,
Mm-hmm.
education is important, and having fun is important.
Yeah,
So
of
I
course.
think that life basics are still the same,
Yeah.
even though the
People are pretty
environment
much the
is.
same everywhere in the world. At the
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. The most important things in life are
yeah,
same everywhere.
yeah. Yeah, and I need to say that what I also liked a lot during that trip, I was there like 1.5 weeks only, so I only kind of scratched the surface, but I was able to see like magnificent beaches. There was one beach which was totally empty, and behind me there was a old mansion of Mel Gibson. I didn't meet Mel on the beach, so unfortunately couldn't have a dinner with him, but still it was great. And then the same day took we rented a car, which was by the way very affordable, and we drove somewhere where this had this sixth most active volcano in the world, and there's beautiful like nature, yoga studios, healthy food, vegan food, and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So I think they really kind of appreciate life, they appreciate nature and animals, and I didn't see any plastics on the ocean, on the streets.
yeah,
It was very clean everywhere, so it feels that it's kind of in people's DNA that they respect life, but also the government is supporting that very much.
yeah. I think they really take a lot of pride in the wonderful piece of land that they have and really
Yes,
want to protect it.
yes. Yeah, I guess it gives like a excellent foundation for anybody considering where they would like to go to study abroad. But studying abroad should be also the most fun time of your life. So,
Definitely.
so how do you have fun in Costa Rica?
In Costa Rica. Well, my kind of fun was learning to dance. I really love dancing, and I think the Latin rhythms really take you
Yeah,
with it. So I learned to dance salsa, bachata, merengue, and all of the dances they do there. But also, you can, if you enjoy hiking, as I mentioned, there are great mountains.
yeah,
Surfing,
yeah.
there are many great surfing spots. And I think people are really, they want to get to know you. The locals
Mm,
want to get to know you. They're very helpful. So definitely a great place to have fun.
Yes, and besides locals, it's pretty international
Yeah,
country as well.
also.
So there's also like quite many European young people, especially like not I would say kind of old people. They go somewhere else, but young people like we.
Oh, yeah, we're the same age.
Almost, no. But yeah, anyway, you'll get there. But Americans, of course, there's I guess it's many American persons dream to someday I will move to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
So it's kind of international place, and there's this certain areas, especially on the like west coast in the
Yes.
Pacific Ocean, and like what was this one place there a little bit in the north,
Tamarindo.
Tamarindo, and
Yes.
they have like casinos and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a very famous like holiday spot for.
Spring break place, yeah.
Yes.
But then if you go a little bit down to the coast, you can see very like authentic fisher villages where they still have like young people going there, but they were not built for tourism. They were there
Yes.
before tourism. Like Samara was one of these places, like
Yes.
magnificent sunsets and beaches and surfing and
Yes, and if you go even more down, there is parts where there is no people at all. So there
yeah,
is just pure rainforest,
yeah,
and the nature is really unique there because it hasn't been disturbed with tourists or the locals even.
yeah, exactly. I guess that could be like a spot to film like Jurassic Park kind of a movies if somebody still remembers those. But
Yeah.
and then on the other side of the country you have Atlantic Ocean, and I didn't have a chance to go there. But do you know anything
Yeah,
about that area?
I visited there, and there is the culture is very unique
Hmm.
because there is also from the history Jamaicans came there,
Hmm.
so there is this mix of Jamaican culture and the Latin culture, and they even speak this mix of Spanish and English there.
Oh, that's
That is
interesting.
that's really interesting, and the beaches, of course, are wonderful, and there are even I think less people on the Caribbean side
Yeah,
than the West Coast. So
yeah. And I guess that's like one good thing again in Costa Rica, that it has only like 4.5 million people, so it's not really crowded basically anywhere. In the capital San Jose, you can have like real like bigger city feeling, but
yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's like a heavily trafficked if you compare to Bangkok or Shanghai or that kind of mega metropoles.
Yeah, it's kind of a all-in-one country because you
Yeah,
get the urban lifestyle, but also
yeah.
the nature.
Exactly. And our partner university is located in the capital in San Jose. So yeah, it's not like it's exactly in the middle of the country, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
So
the best spot.
yeah, so it's easy kind of to make. Let's say you have a long weekend. So what would you, as an example, what would you do if you are now we are living, let's say Thursday, and you have had your last school day of the work? What would you do then?
Yeah, well, then I would definitely call to a couple of friends and say, let's do a trip, and then maybe go to the north, visit Volcano Arenal, which is
Mm,
a very nice spot to visit, and there are great waterfalls and also these zip line
yeah,
adventures, and you can do a lot of things. Or then, if you want to relax more, so then you can take a bus to the Punta Arenas and then enjoy the beaches there and maybe participate in some kind of a festival or anything that is
yeah.
happening there.
But oh my god, that sounds like a difficult choice if you need to decide between like volcano and rainforest or a beach and
But you can do first one and then next week
oh
you
yeah,
do the other.
yeah, you are right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the great thing. And I think if you are doing an exchange semester or even 2 semesters, you can easily kind of explore that all. So you are not in a hurry. Like what is the big difference for if you are just on a vacation or traveling
Yeah.
for a couple of weeks, then it's usually not enough. But
Yeah, well, I was
yeah,
there for 1 year and even I didn't see everything.
yeah,
So you definitely will not get bored. So there is always more spots to visit and travel.
yeah, and isn't it so that if Costa Rica, if you kind of feel that okay, I would like to see some other country as well, is it how easy it is to go to, let's say, Nicaragua or Panama or
Yeah, I
Mexico?
actually visited both Nicaragua and Panama
Okay.
when I was there. So yeah, you can just take the bus, and it's very common. Well, not during the pandemic, but
Mm,
usually to visit the neighboring countries and explore also those ones.
yes. All right. So I guess we have covered some first feelings, at least, of Costa
Yes,
Rica. And, how do you see? Is it possible to even express what it is, or
I
should you do
think
it yourself?
you will need to experience it yourself, of
Yeah.
course. I think I had described a lot about Costa Rica to you before you went
Oh
there,
yes.
but still, you had a different experience.
I did, but it helped me, and
Yeah.
of course it always helps you to prepare if you look a little bit like videos or like maybe listen what we are now speaking here. But then after all, you still need to, even though now people are very much online and virtual and so on, but nothing still kind of can replace the actual visit and the feeling, and when you are meeting the people with all six senses that you have.
Yes, when you feel your feet in the sand and hear the ocean. So.
Oh my god. I want to do that again, and most likely we'll travel there in a couple of months when we are having a next batch of students going, and I hope I will see you, Ira, also in Costa Rica someday again.
Yes, definitely. Let's do that.
And you should also come there. Hope that we can see you there in Costa Rica.
Yes, see you in Costa Rica.
Pura vida.
Pura vida.